Sex. Sex. What makes your dick different than another dick? What makes your pussy different than another pussy? You got the same hole that millions and millions of other women have. You got the same dick that millions and millions of other niggas have. Tell me what the difference is between you and a good man, between you and a good woman. Tell me where you stand, and I'll tell you whether you're worth sex. I'm sick and tired of the new generation squandering the gift of sex, misunderstanding the role of sex, misunderstanding the power of sex. So busy caught up with trying not to be the last one to have sex that they race towards sex without understanding the influence of sex. Sex is very powerful. In every religious community, sex is very powerful. It's very dangerous. So I'm here to enlighten you on the virtues of sex. Sex is not about laying in bed together. Sex is not about emotional connection, although it could be if you find the right person. 98% of people who lost their virginity regret losing their virginity to the person that they slept with. 98% can tell you that their first time was not with the right person, was not a good experience. I'm so tired of hearing these 13 and 14 and 15 and 16-year-olds talk about sex like sex is all that there is. Like that makes a relationship. What makes a relationship is that y'all are equal footing, that y'all know what life is about, that y'all ready for the responsibility of life because you are able to bring life into the world during sex. Me and my sister had a pact that we wouldn't lose our virginity till we was 18. When we were grown, we can handle the responsibility of sex and all the things that came with sex. I can tell you right now, I regret the first time I had sex. But here I was believing in love because that's how I was raised. To believe in love, to believe in romance, to believe in the fairy tale, to be the fairy tale, to be the knight in shining armor, to stand for what I believe, to rock the boat, to be a real man. And she was less than a woman. She was less than a queen. And I wasted my opportunity to make love to a queen, to make love to someone who thought that it was a game. See, sex will drive you insane. Everybody want the virgin, want to turn them out. Everybody wants the young ones. You see it on the news, you see it on the TV. That's why you have a bunch of child molesters now, because the generations upon generations that's out there now, they're having sex earlier. They're having sex just because they believe that sex will keep them popular. They tie it in with popularity. But as I said, what makes your dick different than the million other dicks out of here? What makes your pussy different than the million other pussies out here? You got the same hole that every other woman has. What makes yours different? Don't tell me that it's tighter. Don't tell me that it's better. Don't tell me that it's because you are good at what you do. Because half the things you're doing is immoral. Shouldn't be done in any bedroom. Shouldn't be done in any way or any fashion. Sex should be the last thing that's on your mind when it comes to a relationship. I'm tired of hearing, oh, well, he's like a brother to me. I can't be with him. But when you ready to settle down and get married, that's who you get married to. Your best friend, someone that's like a brother to you, someone that's like a father to you, someone who is like an angel to you, who always is there, who guides you, who pushes you, who makes you better. No one talks about marriage when they talks about sex. Having one night stands out here. See, for me, the game got twisted when I fell in love with someone who wasn't in love with me, that was just playing the game. And I wasn't playing the game. So I hung my jersey up for 8 years. That's right. I didn't have sex for 8 years. Because in all that time, I wanted to see what a relationship was when it wasn't founded on sex. And I'm going to tell you that some of the best relationships I had wasn't founded on sex. It was founded on being emotionally connected with each other, being each other's right hand, being each other's strength, being each other's heart, being each other's faith and rock in the hard times. Do I regret not having sex in all those years? No. Because of who I am. Who I am is much more important than who I'm sleeping with. I don't want a shorty. I don't want a dime. I don't want some girl to be on my arm that just because she looks good and dress well and talks the talk to make other people happy. A lot of relationships are based on that. Well, who can I take to the movies that look good? Who can I take out to dinner that looks good? Who can I get to be my shorty, to be my wifey? I raise my girls to believe in themselves and not put themselves out there in that position to be called whores and sluts and all kinds of names because they sleep around, because they are offering themselves up to somebody else, falling for the lines that little boys come up with just to see the young girl's body, just to see the young girls lose their virginity and keep on moving. Half the young girls don't even know what an orgasm is, don't know what a climax is, don't know what ecstasy is, don't know what real love making is because they're so busy trying to have sex. And these older dudes taking advantage of the naive way young girls carry themselves. So you got these 20-year-olds dating 15-year-olds. You got these 30-year-olds dating these 18-year-olds. Because the younger they are, the dumber they are. I'm just speaking to you like a real man would speak to his own daughters. I'm just speaking to you just like I know the game is. I grew up in the hood. I know what the game is. There's no rules to the game. You can go out with anybody at any time because guess what? 9 times out of 10, the parents don't care what their children are doing. We have to change what we believe sex is. We have to change the reality of sex. We have to be more vigilant when it comes to sex because, see, when one involves himself in a relationship with another sexually, you're transferring energy. Negative and negative energy cancel each other out to be negative. Positive and negative energy cancel each other out to be negative energy. But positive and positive energy lends itself to righteousness. All of heaven will stand and pause when it is a positive relationship, when it is actual love making. Everything stops. Even God watches because he knows that they finally understand what the purpose of sex is. Sex is about having a committed relationship. Sex is about having someone to have your back in each and every moment of your life. When you're responsible for your own bills, when you're responsible for the roof over your own head, when you can deliver more than just words, when you can deliver actual things. Not being a teenager, being able to take a girl to the movies. Not being a teenager, being able to buy a girl a pair of shoes and expecting something else. That's right. Some of your daughters and some of your sons are under the impression that you gotta pay for pussy. Some of these young girls think pussy is a credit card. They do what they do to get the jewelry. They do what they do to get the clothes. They do what they do to get the shoes. They do what they do to get all the things that make them popular. Calling us man candy. They want to sleep with the jocks, the football players, the basketball players, because they're popular. They think that makes them popular. The outcasts know what I'm talking about because they left on the sidelines. They're not popular, so they're not getting none. They're not popular, so they're not dating. They're not popular, so they don't get involved in the sex game. And I commend them for being able to say that they are outcasts. I commend them for saying no to being pressured to have sex. I commend them for being able to be strong enough to say that their first time is going to be with somebody special. I commend them on when they lose their virginity and say that it was the wrong thing to do and start beginning turning that tide backwards and saying that they're going to wait until they find the right person. Sex is not the only thing in the world. Sex is the downfall of our society. As I said, these perverts out here are looking for girls younger and younger and younger because these other girls are out here turning themselves inside and out. And every man wants something that has not been tapped yet. So they go for the younger girls. They're out here raping girls, molesting girls. And it's because we have allowed our society to be dictated by sex. We have allowed it to be okay to do the things that are being done in the dark, done in the night. I speak for the voiceless. I speak for the motherless and the fatherless. When I say that enough is enough, that you have to be mature enough to be able to handle sex. Not just because you got pubic hair doesn't make you a woman. Just because you got pubic hair doesn't make you a man. It is the things that you choose to do with who you are, a foundation that you choose to create. It is about love. It is about respect. It is about hope. It is about faith. It is about inspiration. This is what life is about. And if you don't know what life is about, you shouldn't be having sex. You gotta ask yourself why these young girls are turning themselves inside and out. If it's because at home they getting turned inside and out by their fathers, by their uncles, by the friends of the family creeping in their room. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up, people. Sex is just not sex.